Hello everyone. Once again, welcome to virtual platform of Udayanath Autonomous College of Science and Technology, Adaspur. We are continuing our discussion of community health and social work. And in our previous video lectures, we had discussed on different parts of community health and social work like concept of health, determinants of health, dimensions of health, nutritional problem, and also discussed about epidemiology. And now it's time for discuss about disease, because in our society, due to different bad lifestyle, due to different lack of nutrition, lack of physical activity, due to different bad lifestyle or wrong lifestyle, people are suffering from different diseases. And in this class we will discuss on the concept of disease, different types of disease and transmission of disease, and also we will discuss on control of disease, means how we can control different diseases, how we can prevent different diseases. And first we will discuss on concept of disease, in which we will know about what is disease, actually what the thing, the disease, and different definitions of disease also. Let's discuss and briefly about concept of disease. Any harmful deviation from the normal structural or functional state of an organism, generally associated with certain signs and symptoms and differing in nature from physical injury. A diseased organism commonly exhibits signs or symptoms indicative of its abnormal state, a maladjustment of human organism to the environment. It means disease is a harmful deviation when some persons have any type of physical injury, any type of health issues, and they cannot maintain proper healthy life. The persons are not socially, mentally and physically well-being, then the persons are suffering from disease. And disease is different types, and we can notice or we can detect the disease from different signs and symptoms of a person. And when a disease detected in a person, then that is the developed stage of that disease, because from the first stage we can't detect or we can't identify the signs or symptoms of that disease. And now we can know about the disease from different signs and symptoms, and different diseases have different signs and different symptoms. Thus, the normal condition of an organism must be understood in order to recognize the hallmarks of disease. The condition of body or some part of organ of body in which its functions are disrupted or deranged. Distinction is also made between the words disease, illness and sickness. Disease means without easy, which is not easy or which is not the simple thing, that is disease. And literally disease means when a person's body function is not properly functioning, then the person is suffering from different diseases. And there is three terms, one is disease, another one is illness and another one is sickness. And disease means when a person physically or psychologically or psychosocially not well. And the illness means when a person have feelings of different problems and not directly the presence of disease. Illness means when a person is feeling unconscious, feeling depressed or distressed, that is illness. And sickness means when a person's psychosocial condition is wrong, when a person is mentally depressed or mentally harassed, or when a person is feeling sick or feeling weak, that is sickness. You can see that image, there is a way, and that way divided into two ways, and one way for health and another way for hospital. When a person is deviant from that route, then the person had to choose the health or choose the hospital. When a person is not maintaining proper health, then the person is suffering from different disease. And when a person is suffering from disease, then the person has to take advice from the doctors, and the person has to go to the hospital and appoint with doctor and take medicines for that reason or for that disease. And so we have to choose the right path. We have to choose the path that is health, and for that route we have to maintain different things. We have to maintain a proper healthy life through which we can go for a right path, or we can go through a right way, which way is directly for health. And there is a opposite route which is for disease or hospital. When a person is suffering from any type of disease, then the person has to go to hospital. So it's depend upon us which route we will choose. It is a simple definition or simple concept of the disease. Next we will discuss on types of diseases. There is different types of diseases, and which we will discuss on in this slide. Infectious disease. Infectious disease means when a person or infectious disease caused by organisms such as bacteria, viruses, fungi or parasites, and many organisms live in and on our bodies. They are normally harmless or even helpful, but under certain conditions some organisms may cause disease. Some bacteria or some viruses cause good for health, and there is some viruses or there is some infectious virus or bacteria, their presence may cause illness, or their presence creates or occurring disease in our health. And some examples of infectious disease like common cold, tuberculosis, hepatitis A and B, these are some examples of infectious disease. Next is contagious diseases. A contagious disease is a subset category of transmissible disease which are transmitted to other persons either by physical contact with the person suffering the disease or by casual contact with their secretions or objects touched by them or airborne route among other routes. And some contagious diseases are like flu, HIV and herpes. These are some examples about contagious disease. And next is foodborne diseases. Foodborne diseases means when illness caused by food, when the diseases caused from the bad food, or when some persons have food poison, then the diseases are foodborne diseases like diarrhea, cholera. These are some diseases which are examples of foodborne disease. When some persons are not taking proper food, not taking proper nutrition, then they will face the foodborne diseases. And due to more junk food, due to more fast food, some people are facing the foodborne diseases, and some people are facing the food poison problems. And these are the problems which are related with foodborne diseases. And next we will discuss communicable disease. What are the communicable disease? A communicable disease is any disease that passes between people or animals. People sometimes refer to communicable diseases as infectious or transmissible disease. Pathogens including bacteria, viruses, fungi and protists cause communicable diseases. And some communicable diseases are measles, flu, Ebola, Zika, HIV, rabies and sexually transmitted diseases are also communicable diseases. And recently the COVID-19, that is also communicable disease. Next is non-communicable diseases. A non-communicable diseases or NCD is a disease that is not transmissible directly from one person to another. And non-communicable diseases include Parkinson's disease, autoimmune disease, heart strokes, most heart diseases and most cancers, and diabetes, chronic kidney disease, osteoarthritis, osteoporosis. These are some diseases which are related with non-communicable disease, means which are not spread by touch or any communication. And next is airborne diseases. Airborne diseases, you can catch some diseases simply by breathing, and these are called airborne diseases. And airborne diseases can spread when people with certain infections like cough, sneeze or talk, and spewing nasal and also throat secretions into the air. And some viruses or bacteria take flight and hang in the air or land on other people or surfaces. When you breathe in airborne pathogenic environment or organisms, they take up residence inside you, and you can also pick up germs when you touch a surface that harbors them and then touch your own eyes, nose or mouth, then the diseases occurred in a human body. These are the airborne disease, and some examples of airborne disease is chickenpox, mumps, tuberculosis, whooping cough and common cold also. These are about airborne disease. And next is lifestyle diseases. Lifestyle diseases are elements that are primarily based on the day-to-day habits of people. Habits that disrupt people from activity and push them towards a sedentary routine can cause a number of diseases. When a person have wrong lifestyle and when a person is not maintaining perfect lifestyle, is not maintaining good habit, then the person is suffering from different diseases. And some lifestyle diseases are like cancer, like mouth cancer, and some persons are smoking or chewing tobaccos which are not good for health, and due to that they are suffering from different diseases. And lung cancer, liver cancer, due to improper nutrition, people are facing different health issues also. These are related with the lifestyle diseases because it depends upon our habits, it depends upon our lifestyle, what we are doing for us, and it depends upon us only, because the lifestyle diseases we can prevent by different good habits, by maintaining proper nutrition, physical activity, by maintaining proper healthy life. So lifestyle diseases depends upon the people only. They can prevent the lifestyle diseases themselves. Next is mental disorder. It means a wide range of conditions that affect mood, thinking and behavior. When some persons are in depression, frustration, distress, anxiety disorder, these are related with mental disorder. Schizophrenia, these are related with mental disorder. And next is organic diseases. And organic disease is the term used to describe any health condition in which there is an observable and measurable disease process such as inflammation or tissue damage. An organic disease is one that can be validated and quantified through the standardized biological measures known as biomarkers. There is some examples of organic disease like irritable bowel syndrome, chronic fatigue syndrome, interstitial cystitis. These are some diseases which are related with organic diseases. And next we will discuss on waterborne diseases. Illness caused by microorganisms in untreated or contaminated water. And some waterborne diseases are typhoid, fever, cholera. These are the diseases which are related with waterborne diseases. When we are taking the drinking water or we are making different types of foods, then we have to maintain the proper water or we have to take pure water. When we are not taking proper drinking water, when we are not maintaining the pure water, then the waterborne diseases occurred, and we are suffering from different waterborne diseases. When some persons are not taking proper quantity of water in daily basis, they have different health issues also. And when we are not taking proper and pure drinking water, then we can take the different microorganisms which are the which are the microorganisms which resulting different diseases in our health, and their presence make us illness, and their presence create different diseases in our health. So that we have to maintain proper water or pure water. We have to take pure drinking water, and we have to maintain the water healthy, and we have to stay in a healthy environment also. Due to waterborne diseases, some people are facing different types of health issues. Next is transmission of disease. In transmission of disease, we will discuss on different factors, and first we will discuss on direct contact. There is two types of contact. One is direct contact and another one is indirect contact. First we will discuss on direct contact. In direct contact, there is two types. One is person to person contact and another one is droplet spread. In person to person contact, the disease transmitted or the disease transfers from one person to another person through direct contact, and through sneezing, through cough, and through exchange of body fluids with someone else, and this can happen before an infected person is aware of the illness, and sexually transmitted disease can be transmitted this way also. And pregnant women can also transmit infectious diseases to their unborn children via the placenta. Some sexual transmitted diseases including gonorrhea can be passed from mother to baby during childbirth. Then is droplet spread. The spray of droplets during coughing and sneezing can spread an infectious disease. You can even infect another person through droplets created when you speak. And since droplets fall to the ground within a few feet, this type of transmission requires close proximity. Next is indirect contact, and under indirect contact there is a different category. First is airborne transmission. Some infectious agents can travel long distance and remain suspended in the air for an extended period of time. You can catch a disease like measles by entering a room after someone with measles has departed. Airborne transmission transmitted through air, and sometimes some infected agents or some infected virus are continuing their journey from one place to another place, through which we can get the diseases due to airborne disease, and they are alive in the air, and which causes different types of airborne transmitted diseases, and which transmitted from one person to another person through air, and through cough, sneezing, also the viruses spread in the air, polluted the environment, through which we can get the bacteria and infectious viruses with our breathing and with our direct contact or direct touch also. Then contaminated objects. In contaminated objects, some organisms can leave an object for a short time. If you touch an object such as soon after an infected person, you might be exposed to infection. Transmission occurs when you touch your mouth, nose or eyes before thoroughly washing your hands, and germs can also be spread through contaminated blood products and medical supplies. In contaminated objects, the disease spread through touch. When some infectious persons or when some persons touch the doorknob or touch some things, and after that recently we will touch that thing, then the disease transmitted from one person to another person, but in indirect way, that is contaminated objects. And next is food and drinking water. Infectious diseases can be transmitted via contaminated food and water, often transmitted through improperly handled produce or undercooked meat. And improperly canned foods can create an environment ripe of which can lead to botulism. And when we are making food or we are taking drinking water, then through that also we are in touch with some virus or bacteria indirectly. Then animal to person contact. In this, some infectious diseases can be transmitted from an animal to a person. This can happen when an infected animal bites or scratches you, or when you handle animal waste. That is animal to person contact, and which is transmitted indirectly. And next is animal reservoirs. Animal to animal diseases transmission can sometimes transfer to humans. Zoonosis occurs when diseases are transferred from animals to people, and zoonotic diseases include like anthrax, which are from sheep, and rabies, which are from rodents and other mammals. And next is West Nile virus also, which are infected from birds, and plague from rodents. These are the animal reservoirs. Next is insect bites, which are vector-borne disease, and some zoonotic infectious agents are transmitted by insects, especially those that suck blood. These include mosquitoes, fleas, and ticks. The insects become infected when they feed on infected hosts such as birds, animals, and humans. The disease is then transmitted when the insect bites a new host, and malaria, West Nile virus, Lyme disease are all spread this way through insect bites, and which are vector-borne disease. Next is environmental reservoir. Soil, water, and vegetation containing infectious organisms can also be transferred to people. Hookworm, for example, is transmitted through contaminated soil. These are some examples of environmental reservoir like hookworm. These are some factors which are related with transmission of disease, means how the diseases are transmitted from one to another person. And next we will discuss on the concept of causation. In concept of causation, there is different theories. Earlier theories are supernatural theory, theory of humors, concept of contagion, mimetic theory, theory of spontaneous generation, discovery of microbiology, and which is the turning point. There is germ theory of disease, and these are microbes as role cause of disease. And in germ theory, there is three factors. One is disease agent, another one is main, and another one is disease. When the disease agent entered into the man, then that caused disease. Disease agent means what are the cause or what are the reasons behind different disease, and there is the middle person is a man. When the disease agent entered into the man's body or entered into the human's body, and these are the microorganisms, bacteria and viruses, which are resulting different diseases which are not good for our health. This causes the disease. There is the germ theory, and in germ theory there is different types of microorganisms causes different health issues or different diseases, which is concept of causation of disease. And for resulting or spreading of different diseases, there is different types of viruses, and sometimes single virus are also reason behind the disease, and sometimes there is two viruses which are related with the disease or which are the reason behind the disease, and sometimes there is a number of viruses which are reason behind the disease. There is different types of viruses, different types of bacteria, fungi, which are reason for occurring different diseases or which are reason for spreading of different diseases in our community from one to another. In this class, we had discussed on the disease, and in this video lecture, we had discussed on the concept of disease, the types of diseases and transmission of disease, and we had discussed different types of disease and different examples of different types of disease, and also we had discussed the direct and indirect contact or direct and indirect transmission of disease, how the diseases are transmitted from one person to another person. Keep watching. Thank you. Have a great day.